Is that a Celtic harp you hear in the distance? Do your legs suddenly itch to dance a jig? That must mean St. Patrick's Day is nearly upon us. If you're planning a big St. Patrick's Day bash, you're gonna need plenty of Guinness, pounds of tasty pork and cabbage, and, of course, lots of music. It doesn't even need to be entirely composed of Irish music, as long as it gets your guests singing and dancing. If you're going to put together a celebratory St. Patrick's Day video, or throw a festive party, you need to understand a couple of things about where this holiday comes from and what Irish music really is. Add all this up and you'll learn how to create the perfect St. Patrick's Day playlist. So let's jump in. Number 3, respect the history. At its core, St. Patrick's Day celebrates the life and death of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. St. Patrick is believed to have brought Christianity to Ireland, where he preached until his death on March 17th, 461. How did such a solemn day become associated with drinking, big parades, and general carousing? It might have something to do with the date of the holiday. St. Patrick's Day falls squarely in the middle of Lent, a time when the heavily Catholic Irish have traditionally given up their vices. For over 1,000 years, the Irish would attend church on the morning of St. Patrick's Day, and then celebrate in the evening. For this one day, the rules of Lent were lifted, and the Irish could eat meat, drink, dance, and celebrate. America has learned to appreciate its Irish heritage.
Americans love Irish people.
These days, the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York is the largest one in the country, usually involving over 150,000 participants and attracting almost 3 million parade watchers. Well, that's some partay. Number 2, brush up on Irish music. As you begin researching for your St. Patrick's Day video, take a moment to appreciate the history of Irish music. Now, that doesn't just mean listening to a Dropkick Murphys album while you dip green food coloring into the punch bowl. That's kind of weird. For most of the island's history, music was never written down. Instead, it was memorized by ear and reimagined by each new successive generation. And it was only until the 18th century when Irish music was finally captured on paper and preserved. Since then, Ireland has exported its Celtic tunes as well as its top artists across the world.
Go on, go on.
Over time, artists have mixed traditional Irish melodies and ballads with many different musical genres to create really unique collaborations. Number 1, you can't just use any music. Bwah, bwah, bwah. It's time to turn away from fun Irish history to look at not-so-fun copyright law. If you're looking to create a St. Patrick's Day video or compile a playlist for a public venue, you need to go about this in the proper way so that you're protected. Now, regarding the public venue piece, if you play music at a public venue without a license, you're breaking copyright law, which is designed to ensure that the owners of the music in your playlist are fairly compensated for that song's use. You can certainly invest in a public performance license in order to keep on the right side of the law through organizations such as the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, Broadcast Music, Inc., Society of European Stage Authors and Composers, or Global Music Rights. However, these licenses aren't cheap, and if you don't regularly host public events, they probably aren't worth the investment. And the same goes for your St. Patrick's Day video. If you don't license the music, you can't use it. But don't worry, where there's a will, there's a way.
You want something, go get it.
The beauty of a stock music site is that all the licensing is covered for you. And with companies like Soundstripe, you're just looking at one low monthly or yearly subscription rate, granting you access to an entire music library for unlimited use. That means you can use the music in your YouTube videos, commercials, films, and more. It also means that you can create an excellent playlist for your public St. Patrick's Day celebration. So what are you waiting for? A pot of gold at the bottom of a rainbow? A 4-leaf clover? Get started creating your playlist today.
I would certainly try.
I could try.
It could be a challenge.
Guys, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the notifications button. We'll see you on the next episode of In Tune, and until then, keep creating.